Hi, welcome to another edition of Give It a Shot Spotlight Series. Today, I got one that, for all intents and purposes, is a low production fever dream. This is called Kids Songs Boppin' with the Biggles. I can't even really tell because McKay just slapped their label over top of everything and I can't really tell. Music video stories. My lily white ass. So I'll start there with stories. There is none.
So, what do you want to do today?
I don't know. Hey, look, here she comes.
The same time every day. My mom says you can set your watch by her.
Now that's what I call a big dog!
Wow!
This is essentially a compilation of music videos. There is no story whatsoever at all. And even if there was one, it couldn't help this train wreck. There were trains in this, and I wish they had wrecked, with the entire production crew involved. Oh, God! Oh. Okay. So apparently somebody thought it was a good idea to make an energy drink with Sour Patch Kids and Blue Raspberry. They call themselves Ghost. Oh, sweet Jesus. Who could... Oh, fuck. Anywho. The Biggles. I don't know who they are. They looked familiar, but I'm not sure why. So there's not really much of a plot to this. It's just, hey, here's these two mascot creatures that have magic. They kind of look like bats. We're gonna go do some fantastical adventures in places, and we're gonna sing songs every single step of the way. In fact, there might be maybe 2 minutes in this entire thing that isn't singing, if you're lucky. And this is a half hour of singing, and it just happens.
About something easy to get us started, like head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Great suggestion!
I mean, as soon as you start this up, it's boom, right into a song. I mean, not that I have too much experience with it, but I'm pretty sure porn has more of a story. Like, at least there's an introduction of characters before, you know, the business happens. This doesn't even have that. They're like, oh, hey, how you doing? Click, singing.
The same time every day. My mom says you can set your watch by her.
Now that's what I call a big dog!
Wow!
It's like, alright, and the songs that they pick, I recognized a few. Some are, you know, public domain things that you could easily get. Others, like, they had to spend money on it. They sing La Bamba, which, you know, you gotta get musical rights for that. And by the way, nothing that I'm going to be showing in this review is going to have any of the music in it because, I'm not getting a copyright strike for this shit. Locomotion. Rock Around the Clock. I'm not sure Peppermint Twist is one. Yeah, they actually had some licensed music, and they had a lot of public domain stuff like head, shoulders, knees, and toes to go along with it. Again, I don't know what the Biggles are. Oh God, this review is going to be all over the place. So, I'll work with what the Biggles are. I'm assuming they're bats. That's what they look like to me. Like, they look like bats without their wings. They have these massive ears that are kind of freaky. Oh, the kids song Kids? I didn't know they were a group. I just figured they were a bit of a better version of like the hip hop dancing that I had last time. You know, because those kids were terrible. These kids at least had a little something going on. I mean, some of them had the JonBenet Ramsey smile going on, which was a little off-putting. But for the most part, it wasn't that bad when it came to the dance stuff. It did look like they were in pain a couple of times. Most of the music outside of like the stuff that they, you know, got licenses for is repetitive as all get out. It is so bad. I don't really understand the music, the audio mixing, because sometimes when you'll see other characters, they you know, put in their voice. Like there are a couple adults in this, and they throw their voice into certain songs.
Speeding by so fast, 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 always the last.
And it kind of like throws you off. But by and large, like there's just no room to breathe in the songs, because it's like as soon as they finish one, it's like, well, hey, how about we do this? Oh, right. And then the blue one, the blue bat or whatever is, I don't even know their names, because quite frankly, I don't think we even got a chance to get their names. Flicker their fingers or whatever, and then boom, here's the next scene and here's the next song. It is so fast paced. It's like you don't even really get a chance to soak in what you're watching, and that is another part that really, oh boy, drove it home with me. The editing. Oh, fuck. The editing is so fast-paced. Like, I understand music videos, even back then, because this is 94. They're going to be a little fast-paced, high energy. I understand that. That's going to happen. But this, at times, is obnoxious. It in some instances gets almost as bad as Cap Crazy when I did that whole thing with the Pogs, like forever ago now. The camera shifts and things move, and it's a lot to take in. So it hurts at times. It's not really worth it in that department, because it's just so jarring, and like nothing really is fixed, and they'll often superimpose the Biggles on a blue screen and insert them somewhere in the video, and so it just doesn't register well. And you can tell like the kids are trying their best, because there's like spots where the kids are talking to the Biggles, but they have like no clue where they're gonna be, so like they're just staring off in the wrong direction, and so it's like, you tried for being 9, so cool. I think the scariest part about that thought is, you know, most of them are parents at this point. I mean, some of them are probably getting close to their probably 40. Which is a little, that hurts a little inside, but it's what you got. The kids themselves, I mean, I think there's 8 of them, and they do all right. Like I said, they're not as bad as the breakdancing kids, because that was awful. Like, they try. There's a couple that try a little too hard. Like, there's definitely a couple ringers in there. But then there's a couple that really, I think they're just a tad uptight, because like they have smiles or their movements are just so stiff. And a couple others a little bit more relaxed. I think I could kind of tell who the producers liked more than others, because they got a little bit more screen time and they kind of took lead positions over others. Not that I would know, but it just appears that way. The thing that really got me in this whole production, set design was a big thing. They tried. somewhat, but there's a lot of you can tell they're like in back lots or places like when they're at the drive-in. That's somewhere. Like, I'm surprised they didn't have to like barricade stuff off. Maybe because they were just so low, whatever, that, you know, nobody cared. People just drove on by. It's like, oh, look at those idiots, whatever. It really got me. My favorite gaff, though, no boom mics, which kind of bummed me out, but there was a production hand in one of the videos where I don't even really know what they were trying to do. They said they were going to the Europe, right?
We get dressed up and zap on over to the continent and trip the light fantastic.
Do what? The continent? The light fantastic?
And then everyone's in top hats and canes and that. It's the song Alley Cat. And there's a cat on a garbage can. In the very first shot, you see this hand like slapping the cat's ass. Like, wake up, stupid! And then it's just like, okay, from here, like, I wish I could remember who said it, but the hardest things to work with in acting are children and animals, and, well, you got both in this. And it ain't going great, especially with the cat. And they recycle so many shots of the cat. They definitely didn't get a trained cat. Like, I don't even know if that's even possible. Little bastards are just like the worst. Shots of this cat on a garbage can running around a lot. And that's primarily what a lot of the shots are for most of the videos. It's a lot of recycled stuff. Like the very first video that you're hit with, the very first song is Walk the Dog, which had some of the most repetitive lyrics. Only second to Put Your Little Foot Right There. Holy Jesus. That was just repetitive as all get out. Like, I was like, when does this song end? I want it to end. Or I'm gonna end myself. Because this is not good. But, like, so much reused animation. Like, I don't know who they managed to get that Dalmatian-looking greyhound from to do what they did with it. But, like, okay. Like, I think that dog was most of the budget, to be honest. Aside from the mascots, the Biggles, because their costumes looked kind of good. Like, there's articulation, like, things move in their outfit. Like, their eyebrows move up and down, their eyes blink. Like, there's something going on there. Like, there's some production value there. Can't really say the same for most anything else, because I don't know if they actually paid these kids. Like, I honestly believe, because at the very end of the video, you get these shots of Universal Studios, I think Florida? Or Hollywood, whichever one. I think it's Hollywood. And the kids are, like, riding the rides and whatnot, and I think part of the deal was to cut down costs. They had video of them riding rides, so it's like, here's this place, and we'll let you use our back lots to do some of the stuff that you're trying to do. So it was kind of weird that way. Because like I say, some of it felt kind of cheap. Like the green screen adaptations were a little cheap. The audio mixing was weird. It's kind of baffling. Because, I mean, like, you don't even really get to know these characters at all. You're just thrown into it. So I'm assuming this is a series of some sort, maybe. But you don't know. Like I told you, I don't even know what the characters' names are. Like the bats. I don't know what their names are. I know one's a boy, one's a girl. And I think the girl's the older sister. But other than that, I know nothing. The only thing I do know is that I did learn a lesson about cabooses. I was not aware that is where the conductor and the engineer and all that, on long train rides, that is where they stay and sleep and eat.
Did you know that the caboose is where the train crew eat and sleep and relax? Big sister, you know so much.
So I did learn a thing. A lot of good that's doing me. But, yeah, it's just so all over the place. I don't know. I'm sure for a 2-year-old, which, again, this thing says it's for ages 1 through 8. I'm sorry, but if you're watching this after the age of 4, I think I want to take you somewhere to get evaluated, because you should not be into this at all. So apparently this thing is the winner of 8 Parents' Choice Awards. I'm very curious about that. 3 National Parenting Publication Association Awards. Oh, I bet. And a Vera Award for Best Live Action Children's Video. I get the feeling Vera here might be akin to like the telly, where you just, submit and pay and you get it. Because I kind of get that feeling. Like, this is not, like, awesome in any way, shape, or form. I mean, there's a couple recognizable songs. And then, like I said, there's a couple gaffes, like the cat. And then, like, for the heads, shoulders, knees, and toes song, they're dancing in front of a drugstore, and there's a ad for, like, Philly's Blunt in the top corner, which was like, yes! But other than that, it's just kind of out there. I don't know. I kind of knew going in it was going to be rough, so that's why it only gets 2 shots. But yeah, it's a lot to take in, because you're just lost the entire time that this is going on. Because it's like, I don't know these characters from Adam. I don't understand what's going on. We're just moving on to the next thing. Like, we can't even take a second to absorb what just happened. Which is really weird, considering this is produced by Viewfinder. You know, that thing you used to put over your face and you would click and you get the images and it would look pretty neat. Yeah, those people. You would think that, all the visual technology that they had at their disposal with viewfinders, that this would have been better. But it ain't. So sadly, this is not the worst thing that I've ever watched, but it was taxing. I mean, it was only half an hour, but it felt way longer. And I was like just praying for the songs to end for the most part. And it did a thing. I'm like I say, I'm sure for your 2 and 3-year-old, this is great. Like, this is great when Coco Melon wasn't a thing, but nowadays not so much. So 2 shots. I've dealt with worse, but by gum, I've seen a whole lot better. Still better than the hip hop dancing from before. I don't want to dance like Britney or Justin after looking at them, and these kids might be able to dance circles around those kids, which wouldn't be hard. I don't even know if those kids can make a circle in comparison to these kids, but yeah. Although maybe, oh, that would be great if that could somehow happen. If I could get the hip hop kids with the Kids Song kids and the Jam X kids, and they just had like a battle royale. Oh, that'd be awesome. I think Jam X would win, but I think these they might be able to at least hang tough, these kids. But the Dance Like Britney Justin kids, they're done. They're like immediately eliminated. Like, they're the joke contenders in this 3-way match battle royale. So yeah. It was what it was, and thank God it's done. So until next time, kids, toodles.